Shemai Elite Chums, do you want to do your bit for the Thargoid War? As a non-combat option, rescue missions at stations under Thargoid attack are a great way of helping the war effort. It makes better money than Robigo Mines too, but it's nothing like spire sites of course. This is all about the experience and change of scene, so I'll take you through the ship build to the rescue and then the reward. The ship build has minimum engineering in mind as well. For this build, we have chosen the Python because it's a medium ship, can land at outposts and any other place, and it's also the best passenger mission vehicle in the entire game. So for this build, what we're focused on is boost speed and trying to escape from Thargoids. You don't need any weapons for this, but you will need some electronic countermeasures. So when you face a Thargoid and they fire a missile at you, ECM are going to be saving the day for you, because point defenses, you just don't have enough positions on this ship to deal with it, because it takes more than your average point defense compared to human vessels. So also you want heatsink launchers. We've got 2 of those to give us 4 heatsinks. That's probably the bare minimum, 2 of each. However, you could engineer this for 3 heat sinks and risk it and purchase one of these, although I probably still wouldn't do it, but you could get a shutdown field neutralizer. But normally you can deal with those, and they normally come in on the exit from a station, and you can deal with them pretty easily, and it's not really a massive problem. But you could put that on a larger vessel for sure. Core internals, so it's built for speed. However, I have gone for military grade composite because they're Thargoids and they do phasing damage even through your shield. But better than this would be for go for a lightweight one with heavily engineered lightweight G5 or something like that. Power plant 7D, we need that for lightweightness and because it gives us all our energy needs. We could arguably go for 6A or something, but I've just gone for that for simplicity. Thrusters, so we've got 6A thrusters. This is where you want to invest all your money. Dirty drive tuning, and also you want to do the specialist effect drag drives, and ideally go for G5. So this will give you 424 meters per second boost speed. But ideally you want 530, something like that. But this is the bare minimum to get you away from danger. But it will be quite close at times. So I got down to 5% hull, and you can even get killed at times. So generally you should get away with it most occasions. Frame shift drive, it's up to you, but I think G3 or G5, again, increased range, and you want mass manager special effects on this, which I haven't had time to put on, and all that. Yeah, so life support 4D for lightweight. Same with the power distributor, but you could argue 7A for more boost. I should have probably gone for that in hindsight. It also makes it a cheaper read by going 7D. 6D sensors, again, for lightweightness. So the cabins, the optional internals. We've got all economy class cabins because you don't need anything greater than this for the type of passengers you'll be taking on for the rescue missions. Shield generator, the minimum one for this is a 3A. You could go for a prismatic if you wanted to, but I didn't have any that were not engineered, so I wanted to do a minimum engineer build. Frameshift drive booster, 3H. Basically I'm aiming for 30 light years because I don't want to do the minimum amount of jumps. I don't want to be using a fuel scoop, that kind of thing. So 30 light years seems kind of the minimum I'd be going for. Module reinforcement, again for the Thargoid phasing damage, you don't want them taking down your drives. Minimum amount of that. So I mean it's very bare minimum, bare bones, but you want something to protect you from module damage. Although that is not ideal, but it's what you have. So that is the build incomplete. So how do you find the ports that are under attack to get the rescue missions from? Well, you can look at this little skull kind of red sticker which will show we're under Thargoid invasion, and if you click on the Thargoid war you can see that you've got assisting evacuation efforts missions are available in that system. So if we look closer at the system, we'll be able to see which port it is. It's Cook Dock there, which is only available to medium ships, but also if we look in this system, currently in the system now, you'll see that Robinson's Holdings has a little flame on it. So if that was a dock, that would mean that it's damaged, and it's a lot harder to save people from damaged docks basically with the little flame symbol. So just be aware of that if you happen to see some of those to come up against. I'd recommend just avoiding them, at least until you have a more armoured ship. Hyperdiction is the first obstacle because whenever you jump into your target system, it's likely you'll get a hyperdiction. So simply hit the heatsink and boost away from the Thargoid. And then if they do target you with missiles, then hit your ECM to block it off. These can shut down your FSD or give you caustic damage or even abduct passengers if it's on the way back. So get that FSD rebooting ASAP. You will likely get some interdictions when in the system, so you'll just simply have to submit to these and do exactly the same process. And then normally there's going to be another hyperdiction on the exit from system. So here we are arriving at the station. We want to go for docking clearance and get on that dock as soon as possible. We're the wrong way around here, I think. So just going to drop our landing gear. At this point it's kind of handy to have auto dock if you're not familiar with the old manual docking, but as you can see we'll probably be fine. I'm assuming I'm the correct way around. Yes, I am. Good, well done. Well done me. Refuel and repair and rearm anything that you need rearming. But otherwise we're going to have a look at what kind of passengers we can take on board now. So, when onboarding passengers, look at personal transportation first. These are the upper class scum who will take up a whole cabin, but they will pay up to 50 million each. We have two of these high-paying chum missions here, but they take time to replenish, so when you return they'll probably be gone. Next, we go for the pleb class in group transportation. You can split these lot between cabins because they're not fussy and they will optimize the amount of people you save, but they do pay less. Now, like Robigo Mines, you want to choose reputation if you're going to be staying at the port in order to increase the amount of missions that become available. But then you want to go for materials. The G5s that spawn here are exactly the same as Robigo, modified embedded firmware, biotech conductors, and of course exquisite focus crystals. And then finally you're going to pick the monetary reward to make sure you get financially sorted out. When exiting the station, be sure to plot in your route first. Then upon exiting, hit the landing gear and boost as soon as possible and just keep on boosting through the Thargoids and away. It is possible that a shutdown field will be triggered, but if you have already boosted then you will be leaving and on a trajectory right out of there. But you can tell that you could potentially be left prone if unlucky. So this is where the shutdown field neutralizer would come in handy if you put that on. But I didn't use it, I didn't get blown up. As we get into hyperspace, be ready to be hyperdicted again as well. Once you have landed at the rescue ship, you can take your materials, reputation and cash payment. The pay is better than Robigo, and in this 20-minute round trip I made around 121 million. But you won't make that every time because those big paying missions will fade away. But my lowest paying trip was only around 30 million, so the hourly pay rate could be anything from 100 to 220 million. So it will pay for your ship, the Python, which costs 133 million, and most likely only in a couple of trips. And that should be all there is to it. Now, you could use other ships, so the Crate Mark II is one that you could use, but you lose one Class 6, so it isn't as good as the Python. Now, I've dropped a number of other builds in the description, so a lot of these are large ships as well, so you would restrict yourself to a coriolis starport with a large pad if you do use those. But I have done minimal engineering on each of these, so they can be optimized to make them even better. But I think their large size would be too restricted for the large vessels, especially if there's only a large pad on offer and the station is damaged. Now, speaking of damaged ports, I tried to exit a damaged port on a number of occasions with this very Python, and I failed quite a number of times. That's because there were 3 to 5 interceptors which basically tore me to shreds because my boost speed wasn't enough, which is where the Crate 2 could come in. But I did escape from the port on every occasion, but it was a Hyperdiction that got me from exiting the system, even if I let my shields regen, because as you'll see, the shields come down in a number of seconds. Now, the Orca would have done much better because it's got a boost speed of 500, well, greater than 500 meters per second. But sadly, that port got cleared before I got a chance to test the Orca. So this Python build, I'm sure, will serve you well because it'll cover the most amount of starports, and most of them that you'll come across will be much less spicy than this example. Now, I hope this video has been helpful for you, so if you do, drop a like and throw any questions down below and I'll try my very best to help you out. But overall, have a most excellent day. Thank you.